Hey everybody, Father Sean for another episode of the Couch Chat. And so I've got basically two things to communicate. In my opinion, good news. So the first thing is that my term as the pastor is actually up. So on June 30th, 2024 would actually be the end of the 6-year term as pastor that I was appointed to in 2018. But the Archbishop has appointed me for another 6-year term, so I'm thrilled about that. So that takes me through 2030, which it'll be just before I turn 41 years old. So goodness gracious, what a blessing. So I'm super thrilled about that. It wasn't really a surprise. So in the last year of our term, we actually have to be evaluated as pastors. So different people got to evaluate me and then had to meet with the Archbishop about the results of that. And that was back in November. And he verbally said, it seems like you'll be reappointed, but we've got to kind of get through all the process of appointments for new pastors before that's official. So back in November, knew this was likely going to be the case, but last week I found out that it is officially going to be the case, that I get to start a new 6-year term as the pastor, I guess beginning with the Holy Face of Jesus Parish on July 1st, 2024. So I'm excited, and one of the things that's actually happened a couple times recently is people in the parish or even visitors to the parish or people I meet say, "Hey, Father, where's home for you?" And I give the same answer all the time. Here is home, right? This is my home. In a particular way, my parents don't live in Vandalia anymore. They live in Georgia, and I never lived there for any more than a week with my parents. So that's not home, and there's no place to go to in Dayton. So when people ask, "Well, Father, where's home for you?" I always just tell them, this is home. This is where my roots are planted. At 8 years, this is almost the longest place I've lived for, well, I guess since growing up. But so this is home. So I'm thrilled. I'm excited to get to be here for another 6 years. So maybe you have mixed feelings about it. If you do, that's okay. We have mixed feelings about things all the time in life. But my feelings are not mixed. I'm excited. So that's the first thing. That's, in my opinion, good news. I'm thrilled, excited to be here for another 6 years at least. And of course, that is a little bit of not an absolute, because, we get a new Archbishop, he could call and say, "Hey, I need you to do this." And you say, "Okay." And that's what we promise on the day of our ordination, to be obedient. So seemingly, though, another 6 years. So what a blessing. The other thing that I wanted to communicate is that the seminary down in Cincinnati has asked us to have another seminarian interns. Remember, we had Father Alex Dugas and then Christopher Busher were here for basically like in August to May as a seminarian intern. So beginning this August, so it's still a ways off, still about 4 months off, that we'll have another intern with us here in the parish. So it's a blessing. And actually, the young man you might know, his name is David Morand. He grew up in Sydney and went to Lehman High School. Actually, in the summer of 2017, he stayed in our parishes, so he's familiar with things. And so I'm super excited. I've known David for a while, and he's got some connections with people around. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. One of those things, though, have a little patience. It's not going to happen for a few months, but so there'll be more information about him and kind of his story, his journey, and the different things he'll get involved with in this upcoming year. But it should be a real blessing for our parishes to have David here. So those are exciting things. At least they are for me. I get to stay, and I think we're all probably excited about having another seminarian intern. So happy to welcome David Moran this August to our parishes. So Father Sean for another episode of the Couch Chat. And maybe one last thing just to keep in mind is that date night is coming up. That's going to be an awesome event. Damon Owens is the speaker. He's a great speaker, a great man who's reflected upon marriage, married man himself who has a lot to share. So if you haven't got tickets, I think they're still available. I know there's still some available, but it is capped. So get those now, give the parish office a call, and we can get you some tickets for that event. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you at the date night, maybe before.